A couple of days ago, CoffeeZilla uploaded an amazing documentary going into this YouTube scam that's been going on for probably a couple years now, and it's finally been exposed. This is something that I was aware of for quite a while, and CoffeeZilla's video, it does an amazing job. Obviously, go watch the original video. I'll leave it linked down in the description, but this is me going through the video, giving insight, and trying to put up with how terrible and awful my chat is. I do want to watch this CoffeeZilla video. Yeah, the Ryan P stuff is interesting because I knew about it for a while.
How many chin there are?
Okay, no, we're not doing it. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Where's ZP? Where's ZP in chat? Where's ZP? Look, man, look. I even got the webcam set up. I'm not being bullied. I'm not being bullied. I'm not being bullied. Okay, listen, chat. We're not doing the chin bit. The chin bit is dead and buried. We're not doing that anymore. I'm so sick of it. I mean, look, there you go, look. Double chin. There you go, double chin. Yeah, he's got a double chin. Pointing left. Ha. That's it. Get it out your system. I am not entertaining that anymore. I'm sick of it. So I want to watch the CoffeeZilla video. Now, like I said before, I did know about this a while beforehand because this involves a guy called Ryan P, and he was pretty big in the management scene for a lot of Australian YouTubers, like all of Misfits. He managed Fits, he managed Swagger Souls, just all of Misfits, and then he also did merch for a lot of other YouTubers as well. He started off with Misfits originally, and then he moved on to other creators, like for example Corpse Husband, because Corpse Husband, like when he did YouTube for like a couple of years, he was absolutely huge. He was like everywhere, and then he kind of, you know, retired or like, you know, went into music, just different avenue. So they did a drop with Corpse Husband. It was the Revolut merch, and it's funny because Revolut actually reached out to me. They wanted to do merch with me as well, but I kept saying no. There's no games. I've said it enough. Okay, we're not. Can we? Guys. I'm trying to open up about something personal here, and you keep doing the chin bit over and over. Shut up with your Reddit donor Ben Shapiro voice. Go back to R Funny. Shut up. Anyway, so Revolut reached out to me. They wanted to do merch with me because they wanted to do it with like every YouTuber, right? And I was like, no, I don't think I will. And it wasn't even because I heard anything bad about them. It's just because like I've worked with merch companies before, and merch companies, they absolutely rinse you out the ass. It is insane. They take stupid amounts of cuts. Basically, the way that YouTuber merch works is like they say they'll do everything for you, which is true, but because they do everything for you, they take all the money. So the best way to basically deal with it is
Chin and Lynch 2 Chin Days.
You are so lucky you marked your donation as anonymous, because I would find your home address and I'd post it in chat right now. You are so lucky. You are so lucky. So lucky. Anyway, because a lot of YouTubers, they sign out to a third party, right? And the third party's like, oh yeah, well, you know, we'll do everything for you. Fulfillment, shipping. The way I have it is like my family do it all for me, because we think that's the best way to do it, because we just save money. You know, like we do all the packaging, we do all the fulfillment, shipping. We'll use like a courier, obviously. So
Can
yeah.
we get another double chin close up? Chin boy feels dank man stare.
Okay, you want a double chin close up. You want one. Okay, look, you'll get one. You'll get one, and that's it. You get, okay, look. There you go. You happy? Are you happy? Are you happy? I'm not doing it again. You give $100, I'm not doing that again. Right. I feel like I need to watch this video now, because you're just gonna make it about the chin again, rent free. Mods, blacklist the word chin in chat right now. I need these people gone. They keep derailing every stream. It's so unfunny. It's so unfunny. Right, I want to watch this video. Jesus Christ, people, shut up. 5 minutes.
Maybe start at the beginning.
Thanks.
Imagine the video gets demonetized because he's drinking alcohol
Pyro,
within like the first
I
20
finally
seconds.
thought of something nice to say about your hair after
Please
2
don't.
streams. It really compliments your chin.
All right, mate. Post your username in chat. Post your username right now. Post your username. Stop hiding behind fake names every time you make a dono. You coward. Coward!
Alright, well this is for sure a lie. There's no way you look that cool.
Okay, maybe I exaggerated the setting a bit, but I did get a call.
The production value in these videos is actually insane. Like, he definitely thinks he's Ryan Gosling 100%. But like still, the production in this video is incredible.
Red Sea, but he also asked Moses to part that hairline Lamau.
You know, I like the people that make the snide donos. They use a proxy name now. They don't use a real name now. They'll use like a proxy name, so I can't find them in chat and then ban them. Coward!
Hello?
Coffeezilla? In between your chins, they keep me warm at night.
Huge influencers, lies, people haven't been paid.
How much are we talking?
One thing I wanted to say before the TTS barrage as well is Coffee apparently had loads of people come forward to him about this like merch situation with Ryan P. But all of them wanted to stay anonymous because they were all like big YouTubers and they basically didn't want to get dragged into the drama. I know at least one of them that I know was threatening to sue him as well, like legally. But yeah, I think dropping names would be a bit unfair.
Absolutely love your content. Been watching since 2017, even though your hair looks like Lego piece 6,294,194. Hi Pyro, I am totally wishing you so good. This is not a gun against my head by Redditors being K-pop stans. This is genuine.
I mean, he's right. He's right. That's the first. That's actually the first dono where he's right. Ban him though.
And some of the merchandise still hasn't shipped. You interested?
Oh, this was another thing as well. I heard about what Ryan P did with the merch with Revolut is like he would, or Revolt, whatever they were called, he would like waste all the money that he made because he would make insane profit, like millions, but not actually send any of the profit away. Can we not do the candle? Can we not do the candle? Can we not do the candle? You know, can we not? You know what? Hang on, I need to put chat here so people that watch the YouTube video can actually see how like stupid you people are.
Now this sounds more like the coffee I know.
Yeah, you're missing the point.
I think like all the YouTubers as well.
Being cringe, Jmeph finally find a bit they can use and abuse it more than average sexual offenders.
They are running the bit into the ground. I will be honest. They are definitely running the bit into the ground. We're already 1 minute in. I know, because you all keep donating the unfunny bit over and over and over. I think his skits are good. They're not funny, but like it's one of those where it's like you can definitely appreciate the effort like him and the people he's hired have put towards it, like the 3D assets and stuff like that. Yeah, I think he does make great content. But yeah, I don't really watch his videos. I think the few that I have watched are very well done though, well researched. He clearly has a very good team. So it's funny actually because like mini drama incoming. I remember once when one of my editors tweeted out something. I think it was No. Oh, that's right. Justin Wang, really good YouTuber. I love his stuff. I'm sub to him and stuff. He posted what did he post again? It was a screenshot from my video where I was talking about Reddit channels and then he was included, and it was like a joke that my one of my editors put into the video. But I think he took it like personally and he screenshot it and put it on Twitter. And then CoffeeZilla was like, I don't even think he was called CoffeeZilla back then. I think he was under like a different username, like Coffee something else. But yeah, he replied like being a little bit snide towards me, and then I think he deleted the tweet. So yeah, mini drama. But I think he makes really good content. I enjoy it, even though I'm not like an avid watcher when it's stuff I'm interested in. Like for example, this Ryan P story that I've been following for a while. I think it's definitely produced really well. as opposed to most people that kind of just, you know, talk in front of a camera with a microphone and like spark notes on the screen. Like this stuff here, like even if you think it's like cringe, there definitely is still like a level of production value that you have to, you know, respect.
I was hitting a wall and I was getting frustrated.
No, don't jump. No.
Little by little, though, up 2019 through 2021, it was extremely successful. Working
It's
with
actually
everyone.
insane, though, how Revolut had absolutely everyone under their wing. They never got Mr. Breast, but they were very close, and they tried to get him. But they had all of Misfits. They had, what's that whole Ludwig group of wholesome streamers? Like Valkyrie? Who's the one that covers his mouth when he laughs and stuff like that? Saikuno? I think they had so many streamers and, like, YouTubers. It was incredible. I mean, look at that. Jesus, 20 mil. 20 mil. I mean, one of them is Jay Schlatt, without a doubt. I'm not even leaking info there. Like Jay Schlatt was always working with Revolut, like, from the beginning. He probably had shares in it. So one of those names is one of them is definitely Corpse Husband, and the other is Jay Schlatt, 100%. Because the one thing that I do, which is really funny, whenever I see YouTuber merch, the first thing I do instinctively, because just, you know, CEO wake up 2 a.m. mindset, I don't care about the merch. I scroll to the bottom of the page and see who made it for them. That's the only thing I look at. And Revolut was tied to so many. It was like Tubbo, Tommy Innit, Swagger, Jay Schlatt, Cope Husband. There were so many.
20 million.
Stop saying Revolut. How'd you say it again? No, Revolut's the credit card. Revolt. Revolt, not Revolut.
That's what I wanted to find out. Problem was, no one would go public.
Well, the problem is, once you do all the merch fulfillment and you do the merch designs for them, you ship the merch designs, you deal with the returns, you then actually have to pay the people whose money you made bank off, whose appearance that you've used in merch. And then some people think they don't want to do that.
Well, let's just get to...
Is it bad when I see this? It's almost like he's talking to a NPC in like Fallout 76. Like a Protectron or something.
They spent $25,000 a week to rent a...
It's actually insane because I remember going to a dinner with like all of Misfits and stuff. And it was with Fitz and Swagger and all the others. This was going back a fair few years ago. And then I think Ryan paid for a dinner for all of us at like this really, really fancy restaurant that probably came to at least thousands of dollars. Maybe, probably not tens of thousands, but probably the best part of $10,000, 100%. And keep in mind as well, like they didn't even know me. I mean, they knew who I was, but like they didn't even they didn't know me as a friend, basically. I remember it was all of Misfits group, and then it was Call Me Carson's group as well. That was like before Call Me Carson got cancelled and like all of his mates dropped him and stuff. That was, I think the only person that wasn't there was like, was Jay Schlatt there? I think he was there. It was like C-Scoop and a bunch of like other, you know, part of that whole Carson clique. But yeah, but again, like paying all that money for like meals and drinks and stuff when like you didn't know us, it was crazy. Like they knew that we existed, they knew who we were, but we weren't like friends. So they just had like insane amounts of money to play with.
And they rented a Ferrari for $20,000 for a week. But the thing was, it wasn't really Ryan footing.
The first thing I did when I got a YouTuber paycheck was I bought vitamin D tablets and shampoo.
Did you always spend money like an idiot?
Yeah, I've always spent money like a... I mean, the thing with money is I like to be able to provide that experience to everybody. So a lot of the money that I spend is actually on other people for the most part, because I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's have fun.
So they just...
I mean, that's true though. Like so true. Like from what very little I knew of Ryan, there was a lot of spending, an insane amount of spending. Like whenever I would go to the Misfits house, I think I only went there once, to be fair. There was, oh yeah, that's right. I remember there was like a chef there. They literally got like a chef that would come in and like prepare like all the food for everyone. And it was proper like Michelin star level quality food. It wasn't just like a burger they picked up from like Five Guys or McDonald's. So they were definitely burning like an insane amount of money.
Chunk of that on private jets, Nobu, Balenciaga, and then creator B.
What's the next event? I'm doing Insomnia again in March, I think. I want to do more events this year though, like a lot more. But yeah. What Coffee is saying here is T-Mando on facts. So what Ryan would essentially do is he would be so guaranteed that each creator he worked with was going to make more money than the last, or a sizable amount. He did not anticipate for like flops. Like, for example, you know, the fans just don't have money at the time because cost of living crisis, and at the end of the day, they're just kids that have no money, and it's usually the parents that have to pay. So he never anticipated for when a drop would actually flop. So he got in this mindset of like getting money, spending all of it, and then leaving enough behind to pay the creator off, and then using the it was almost like a gambling addiction. It's really weird because he would take the money and then spend all of it and only pay back the person beforehand.
Pokemon.
So it was just this constant cycle of taking money, loaning money, sending money away. And then like I said, the only reason I heard of this is because one of the YouTubers that's really big, he actually threatened Ryan with legal action, basically saying like, I know what you're doing. You're like spending money that you owe me. So send me the money now or I'm going to sue you. And then Ryan allegedly borrowed money off like a YouTuber, not from the company, from a YouTuber, to then pay off this other YouTuber.
That's a problem. Not only that, Revolt is starting to pull in bigger and bigger talent, and these influencers are demanding bigger and bigger minimum guarantees. Ryan agrees, but
Mr. Beast never worked with him, by the way. Just want to put that out there. Mr. Beast was approached by him, but he never actually worked for him. I heard through the grapevine that they threw him like a pitch and stuff, but he never actually agreed. Because he probably just saw the pitch and he just yoinked all the ideas and ran with it himself, which in hindsight was actually very clever. I mean, from personal experience, like I said, I worked with one merch company in like 2016, 2017, and they screwed us over so badly that I just cannot work with a merch company now. Honestly, any YouTuber that wants to do merch and you've got a bit of spare capital, do it yourself. If you've got family members that work like, you know, working class jobs, like civil servant stuff, pull them out of that job and get them to work for you. Like, that is so fulfilling for like you and them as well.
counting on these new merch drops to pay their older clients. So they start delaying payments.
Ah, here we go.
That's right.
Oh yeah, some of these got delayed like by a year. It was genius. There was such a delay with payment with some of these YouTubers. Like, keep in mind, like sponsors, for example, they delay payments. They'll pay usually like by the quarter. So you might be waiting up to like 3 months, but obviously not like a year. But yeah, this company would do everything for you. They would do the merch designs, the fulfillment. They'd even design these like amazing looking websites. And it's funny as well, because I remember like whenever I would do merch or have a website designed, because what I do is I just reach out like, okay. Oversharing a little bit. The one benefit of being a degenerate that commissions like furry art all the time, I have a lot of contacts, right? And that's helped a lot. That's helped a lot like you wouldn't believe. So if I need like merch designs, I'll go to someone individually, or if I need a website designed, I'll go to someone individually. And then it's funny because these merch companies will then reach out to me and they'll be like, oh, that's really cool. Like, who did that? Like, obviously trying to poach. And it's like, no, I don't think I will. I'm good. Nah, I'm good.
Honestly, it's actually a really nice t-shirt, like in like a chill way.
Thank you.
Did he? Bro, if you squint hard enough, you can see the laser point on his forehead. You can see the red dot sight on his forehead. Dude, someone's got a sniper on him. Someone's got a sniper on him.
Video on Homestuck would save the channel.
Oh, I'm not doing a video on Homestuck. That is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. Okay, him saying it's, what did he say? In a chill way?
Honestly, it's actually a really nice t-shirt, like in like a chill way.
I don't want to roast. I followed this guy recently on Twitter because I thought he was Tubbo. He's actually a really nice guy. Very genuine. I've got nothing bad to say about this guy. But I love that. It's a really nice t-shirt, but in a chill way. It's like, buddy, you forgot to put hashtag ad at the end there.
Thank you. We're not going to talk about the company I made it with because they stole everything from me.
So...
Yeah, so like I said, Revolt
React
basically...
to this.
Anyways. Yeah, so Revolt worked with all the Minecraft YouTubers. Well, not all the Minecraft YouTubers, but most of them. A lot of them. So yeah, Tubbo was one of them. There was a lot of others as well.
Okay, like I get they're a bad company. But can you put me on their send list, please? Just like for everyone. I'll take all their merch.
Dude, I'm not sure anyone will ever make merch with them again after recently.
It was finally happening. Big creators had started to talk about Revolt. Carl Jacobs said they're the worst people ever that just blatantly lie. Smosh founder Anthony Padilla says Revolt still hasn't paid me. It's been months. Now, I should say, for the record, that he eventually got his issue resolved. But underneath his post, another creator posted.
It's funny though that they paid Anthony off because Anthony was probably one of the biggest voices at the time. Because you've got Niachu below here, right? And Niachu wasn't paid, Nikki. And like I've met Nikki. She's really sweet. She's really nice. The point I'm trying to make is Anthony's reach is so much larger. Like, because Anthony gets, like, so many famous people on his show, right? It's like, hey, Dream, like, you know, what are you going to talk about? Hey, Corpse Husband, what are you going to talk about? But yeah, it's so obvious that they paid off Anthony because it's like, okay, Anthony can whistleblow and completely screw us over. Because I think a lot of the people that Anthony interviewed on his show as well were people that already were doing merch drops. So it would almost be like a chain reaction, right? Like fucking Bomberman or something. It's like, oh, well, I didn't get paid. Oh, you didn't get paid? Oh, well, I didn't get paid. And then it all starts something off. But then if you get someone in the Minecraft scene that's like, I guess not Dream level or, you know, like whoever was the biggest back then yeah, I guess we can try and like avoid it.
To this date,
yes,
these orders, which were in 2022,
yes,
have not been sent out or received.
Yes.
Now, as bad as
that's insane. I mean, okay, so for example, with our merch, we do not sell the amount that like Revolt would have done because our merch is we do incredibly limited numbers. We don't have like a constantly open store. But if we, for example, would have someone that like didn't get their merch, we make sure that gets sent and fixed like straight away. And then if they have a problem with their merch, we'll usually send them like free stuff on top of that as well. So that's I believe it. I genuinely believe that a lot of people that paid for the order, it's like, should we get to them? What are they gonna do? Call us out on Twitter? They got like 3 followers, bro.
Sometimes the order would just be wrong.
No, the Tommy and It stand didn't get their merch. No.
Remember that insider doc?
The thing is, it's like these names are meant to be hidden, right? The second one is just so obviously Corpse Husband because it's the only name that has a space in it. I genuinely think that second one on the list is just Corpse Husband. Corpse Husband. His husband is longer than Corpse. Or maybe they like edited it to make it look like it was longer than what it actually is.
What I didn't tell you is that it was all part of a pitch deck for Mr. Beast. See,
Ryan
Kisente had met Jimmy.
This merch does look sick. I like how this is the meta of like all merch now, where it has to look like it's like hiking gear or something retro. To be fair, in like the peak commentary era, like 2018, 2019 for merch, it was just all the same stuff. But then it had like Japanese text like below it that was misspelt because they ran it through Google Translate.
But there were also ideas for Mr. Beast in there.
An NFT, a Mr. Breast NFT. That is probably the reason why he quit. He was probably so into the idea, but as soon as he saw NFTs, it was like, no, it's over. Wait, it says a tree planted for every 5 garments produced. How, chat, with Team Trees that Mr. Breast was doing, how much money was it again that you needed to donate for a tree? Was it just $1? Or was it like $100 or $1,000? Wasn't it every dollar you get a tree planted? It was $1.
Hi, Pyro. I am loving this live slap from Australia. I hope you're doing well mentally from the toddlers and the band stream.
That stream knocked 5 years off my life, but thank you, Magical Toaster, for the 10.
Mr. Beast would make $4 million.
4 million! 4 million! That's not a lot of money for him, but still 4 million! Damn! That is crazy! Where'd they get these projections from? It's like source my ass. Oh yeah, we work with like 3 really big YouTubers. This is what it will be for you, we promise. I like how there's no graphs, no comparisons, just like 3. Let me pull a number. Let me pull a number out my ass. Oh, it says 3 million. Yeah, there you go. They met Jimmy and started discussing MG and how Revolt will 10 times his merch over the next 2 years. This being impossible was openly discussed by the team. Yeah, I believe that. They definitely would have just pulled numbers out their ass because it's Mr. Beast. It is Mr. Beast. Like, oh my god, if you get Mr. Beast on board, you've literally won.
Revolt doesn't sell like they claim they would. It does revenue way below expected.
Oh, no, that's right. Okay, let me do a correction to what I was saying earlier. Mr. Breast did work with them, but it was for a single drop. That's right. I remember now, because I remember being told, I got told this by, like, an insider. I don't know. I feel like I don't really want to drop names here and, like, throw anyone into because obviously Coffee hasn't. Someone told me that when Ryan signed Mr. Beast up with Revolt, he was so depressed. And then I asked him, I was like, not Ryan, but I asked whoever told me. I was like, why would he be depressed? Like I don't understand. Like he signed up the biggest YouTuber, like the biggest Western YouTuber in the world. Like why would you be depressed over that? And then he tells me like, oh, because like, you know, he chased Mr. Beast for so long, and now that he's like finally got him, he doesn't feel like he's got any kind of like, he doesn't feel happy. He doesn't feel complete. He was like chasing something for such a long time. And even though he has Mr. Beast, like the biggest YouTuber, he still doesn't feel fulfilled. But yeah, he chased Mr. Beast, I think, as kind of like an end goal. And then when he finally got Jimmy to sign up, he just wasn't fulfilled at all. He was just very angry and depressed.
The production manager said she could get the factories to write whatever she wanted on invoices.
Keep in mind as well, a lot of YouTubers that get merch done, they'll get it done in like a warehouse in China. Like, you know, Gamer Sups, it's all done in a warehouse in China. U2's, it's all done in a warehouse in China. Most YouTuber merch that is done from a collective will always be just from some Chinese warehouse because it is the cheapest way to get merch. I'll be honest, like U2's and Gamer Sups and all that, they're probably only a few blocks away from each other, like where they're all being produced, despite them having no like affiliation whatsoever, apart from both being merch for YouTubers. I believe that. I definitely believe that.
Misfits merch company going under.
Wait, what's that post? I found the Swagger Souls hoodie on eBay.
I have an artist I know, but I don't know how to judge if the audience is big enough yet.
When is it worth it to invest in merch? Well, the thing is with merch, you need to have a mix between something that like your fans will like, but something that has mainstream appeal as well.
Chat's obsession with your chin is next level. Leafy Cope, your chin is gorgeous, lad. BTW loved the Entropy Zero vid.
Thank you, Amelia, for the 10. You always want to have merch that appeals to like a broad demographic. That's why that's why with Revolt, for example, that worked with Tommy in it, and Tubbo, and Jay Schlatt, they would all always have kind of general designs. Like Schlatt had the baseball sweater that looked like a Letterman jacket. They wouldn't just have their like okay, so Richter, if you had your character on a hoodie, they just had, you know, your little tape I don't know what's on his head, I keep forgetting, but if you just had your character on a shirt, no one would buy that, like apart from diehard fans. What you need to do is break out into that kind of like mainstream where, like, you know, basically it's like a TikTok, right? You want it to be shared around. You want to have merch where someone would come up to a fan wearing it and be like, oh, what is that? That's cool. And then word of mouth spreads. So it's a mix between of like making sure it is your brand, but also something that's incredibly like shareable. You don't want it to be too specific. You don't want to make it look like it was obvious. I mean, the old merch that I did like years ago, like it's fucking awful. It's terrible. I'm happy with the merch now, but yeah, it's definitely trying to like tread that fine line. But it's funny because I think what Coffee's trying to point out here is people were getting mass amounts of merch and then reselling it for cheap, which has actually happened with a lot of YouTubers I know. There was one YouTube group in the UK that I probably won't name because I'll be shot. And they had a lot of merch that they couldn't sell. So they basically passed it over to a manager who then sold all of that merch for them for like a discount price, and they spread it on. It's like U2s and stuff, for example, right? Like U2s. You know how you always see U2s on like Grailed and eBay? Like, it's them. It's not kids reselling it. I mean, it'll definitely be kids reselling it to a small extent, but for the majority, it is people at the U2's office that are trying to resell it to make it viral, because it's like, oh, that's on Grailed, that's on the resale site where they sell like expensive clothes that Drake wore, and oh, it's on eBay. That's a resale site. I wonder what's so good about this. It's like them trying to stoke the fire to make like viral marketing themselves.
Swagger Soul hoodies and other scuffed merch. With everything coming out about the Misfits quietly shutting down, it makes sense that they were selling and donating old stock.
Yeah, I remember talking to Misfits before this video dropped, and they did not like looking at the subreddit, but I really don't blame them. I think any e-celeb actually hates checking their own subreddit. They really just do not like it. I mean, I'll go on my subreddit every day, despite usually the top post being some kind of rent post or like a really low quality original post.
I assume you reached out to Ryan Piacente about all this, though, right?
Yeah, multiple times. And we might have talked, but he ghosted me when the next wave of accusations came.
Yeah, I think I heard that Coffee tried to reach out to Ryan like 7 different times, and Ryan just wasn't biting. Like I've got Ryan on Discord, but I never reached out to him about any of this because I just wasn't involved at all. There was just there was just no point. I know that a certain YouTuber was meant to go to his house, I think, to kind of film like a kind of gotcha moment, but I don't think that ever actually materialized.
You're a psychopath. Actually, or maybe a sociopath, whatever the difference is.
Operational sociopath.
You have, that is a character you have, though.
There was a lot of people that came out about Ryan P, by the way, with like kind of, I guess, sexual misconduct, I guess we'll say, like the YouTube friendly term. I think some of them went as far as like a year ago. There's been a string of them that have came out in the past couple of months, but I think there was one that came out a year ago, and I think that basically made Ryan stop tweeting entirely. I remember when the first allegation of him came out, and then I think he messaged me about merch or a sponsor or something, but I felt like it was more of a message to kind of like test the waters as opposed to kind of like, you know, be genuine, just to kind of see what my response was.
Hi, Pyro. I really love watching your live streams. You're just a funny little guy. My favorite 5'3" streamer smile.
Okay. Junkie, I'm not 5'3". I'm not 5'3". I'm proving this. I'm so sick of this, bro. I'm so sick of people that come onto this stream and they just start lying about my height. They start lying about my height. Look at this. Look at my height. I'm a giant. Look, I'm nearly the height of this cabinet that's like 7 feet tall. I'm a beast. I am enormous. Look at me. There is no way that I'm 5'3". You cannot say that. You cannot say it. You say I'm 5'3" again, I'll kill you. I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of hearing that I'm 5'3". And you keep lying about the height. You keep taking it down an inch as well. I am so tall. Look at this. I can hit the ceiling. I'm that tall. I'm a beast. So don't be coming in my chat saying that I'm 5'3". And by the way, the voice that you use for the TTS, it sounds like Sniper Wolf. It sounds like Sniper Wolf. Sort your life out. Hag.
That cabinet is 5 foot, quit capping.
The cabinet is not 5 foot. The cabinet is not 5 foot. It's not 5 foot. I don't have a measuring tape, but it's not 5 foot. It's probably about 8 foot tall. Look at me. I'm enormous. Don't lie about my height. You know what I hate so much?
Jackass wee man.
You know what I hate so wee man? Fucking wee man! Don't call me wee man! You know what I love? How bad it's gotten? How bad it's gotten right now? That when I get fans that come up to me in public, you know what the first thing is they'll say to me, apart from, oh, you're Pyro? They'll be like, oh, you're actually a lot taller than I thought you were in person. I thought you'd be a lot shorter. And then I'd say to them, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Like, where'd you hear I'm short from? So, oh, well, on your subreddit and in your comments, they always say you're like really short. So you are now actually psyoping my audience into thinking that I'm a manlet. Stop doing that. Can we watch the video now, please? Can we watch the video? Can we watch the video?
Pyro in his little treehouse. Hey XQC, I'm glad you won the divorce. So
what did I even open? What tab did I even open though? I just slammed my keyboard. How did I open LinkedIn? How did I open LinkedIn? Fucking hell! I shot my LinkedIn account on stream. God damn it! Can you stop pissing me off now? Stop. Stop.
Made it also a case of YouTube's own version of Harvey Weinstein. And I don't mean to say that to exaggerate the severity of the accusations you're about to hear. I do say
saying he's YouTube's Harvey Weinstein is like an insane claim to make. It is insane. But to be fair, from what I've heard through the grapevine, the thing is as well, like whenever there's allegations now, I'm always very apprehensive. Obviously, always believe the victim. Always believe the victim 100%. I think it's good that people kind of wait until there's insurmountable evidence to prove that someone's guilty. But obviously with Ryan, there was actually so many call-outs, it was insane. So, you know, if you have a couple of people, you could still argue, maybe it's corroborated, maybe, but there was too many. There was so many in Ryan's case to the point that, like, it had to have been legit. And the worst thing is as well, like, I remember when I met him, I heard about, like, some of the allegations at the time and stuff. When I met him in person, I remember hearing about, like, the allegations and stuff, but at the time it was like, what do you do? You know, like, you know, publicly point at him in public and be like, there he is. Because none of it seemed to actually hold any validity. And there was, oh yeah, that's right. When the initial accusation came out about him, it was from, I might be getting this wrong. I do want to say, I'm incredibly apologetic if I am. I believe it was his ex-partner that called him out originally. I remember people would originally cope
Control
and say,
shift
oh,
alt
it was
plus
like,
win
you know,
plus L.
the crazy ex or something like that. And it has no weight. So you'd almost kind of brush it to the side. But now, obviously, there's just, like, overwhelming evidence for the sexual stuff that he's done. But I'm sure CoffeeZilla will go into a lot of details. It's crazy that he's the first big YouTuber that covered this. I knew about it for a while, and a lot of other YouTubers did as well, but I don't think we wanted to cover it. I knew about the merch scamming. I knew about that. I knew about the sexual stuff that was going on as well. I knew about a lot of it, but I remember talking to, oh, that's right. I think I could talk about this now because obviously this video's out. But I had a meal with, I went to a meal when I was in Australia with Swagger and Fitz, and they were, and I could tell that there was definitely like an atmosphere because I think. Because I do commentary, right? Like I do slop, and like Fitz and Swagger, I get along with them. When I go to Australia, we hook up. We really get on. But I wouldn't say we're mates to the point of like we don't talk on Discord every other day. We're not in each other's videos, right? If I wanted to reach out to them and be like, hey, bro, you want to be in one of my videos? Then yeah, fair enough. And I remember Swagger saying to me, he was like, yeah, well, like we know you're gonna do a video on this, eh? With the whole Ryan P situation, because keep in mind as well, like all of Misfits, I don't think it's even like I think I can openly say this because this video's dropped, but they're all done with him. They want nothing to do with him. I remember Swagger telling me like word for word that he wants Ryan P dead. I'm gonna follow that up by saying in a video game, but yeah, they f***ed them all over a lot. There was a lot that went on there that I'm very sure this video will not go into. That isn't, yeah, it's just not my place to say. Yeah, there's a lot of shit. I think whatever happens to Ryan now, he has definitely gotten off easy. He's definitely gotten off easy. 100%.
Click off the video. We normally don't cover these types of allegations. However, I felt that given we found this halfway through the investigation, we couldn't ignore it. See, it all started last year when there was a serious allegation about Ryan Piacente being a predator. It was made by an insider at The Misfits, the YouTube.
So this Peckett person apparently dated Ryan. Apparently. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, and I do apologize if I'm wrong, but apparently he was like an ex-partner of Ryan. And that's one of the reasons why the call-out was kind of pushed under the rug a fair bit, because the cope was, oh, it was like the crazy ex.
In one story, a guy who was between 18 and 19 was told by Ryan, quote, he saw potential in me before being assaulted in the shower. The other guy was in their early 20s.
Yeah, I read a lot of these stories, and apparently Ryan would like want to like pay them money to get in the shower with them. And basically, originally he'd just be like, oh yeah, well, you know, I'll pay you money just to have a shower in my bedroom, and like nothing sexual. Even though, to be fair, when you're saying have a shower in my bedroom, the implication is pretty sexual. But then obviously after that, surprise, surprise, it became sexual.
But in order to get in the house, he was forced to inhale a substance as a condition of entry. Later, extremely intoxicated.
Yeah, I read that as well. That twit longer that was talking about how someone basically had to get like really high, I think off weed, just to be able to like get into the house, almost as if like if he got so high he'd kind of forget or it'd make things easier, which is really messed up. And again, like I said, a lot of these twit longers, they have no actual proof. They are just words on a screen, which would kind of make you think, okay, there's no validity to it. But again, it's like there are so many people coming out about these stories and they all are very similar, to the point where there's so many people coming out that like it can't be fraudulent. It can't be a bunch of people getting together in a group chat like, let's over this guy. And especially as well, like I said, Misfits, what they told me in person, like Fitz and Swagger, that they're done with Ryan. They're done with Ryan because of this and because of the merch stuff. And for me personally, someone that's very apprehensive, I was like, okay, that's it. Like, yeah, they're done.
One day I'll tell my Ryan P story.
Yeah, like I said, none of the stories that I've seen on Twitter, and there's been a fair few, none of them have proof. None of them have any proof whatsoever. There's no screenshots, no text, no chats, nothing. One of them, I think, actually had some screenshots. But again, people might defend being like, oh, it's fake, it's screenshotted, it's photoshopped. But because, you know, like CoffeeZilla said, there's so many. And at the same time as well, like I just said, what did it for me was seeing, you know, Fitz and Swagger to my face tell me it's real. Like, we're done with them. And the thing is as well, like, what would Misfits have to gain from lying? They could have stayed with him and made more money, and they chose not to.
Yet another says Ryan P is a master.
It's weird as well, because when you get call-outs on Twitter, it's usually with like celebs or e-celebs, right? Like actual celebrities, or it's just YouTubers, right? And then they're kind of inclined to respond. But with Ryan, it's almost like because he was a manager, he could slink off like behind the scenes, because there was no official response from Ryan. There was no twit longer. There was no big, long, padded out response video. He didn't feel the need to respond because he wasn't the he was like the money bags. He was the money bags of Misfits, but he wasn't actually the face of it. If something like that would have happened to one of the faces, like McCreamy or something, I don't know, then they would have had to respond. They would have put out a video. But I guess Ryan didn't feel the need to. So that's why after the first call out, he just stayed off Twitter.
Now, this story specifically has a thread we're going to follow.
I do want to say as well, I really do respect the Misfits for, you know, cutting him off as well, because I think they could have so easily just came out and said that none of this is true, and they could have swayed the public opinion. So I genuinely believe, like, all the stories.
People sent me email.
I do think as well, there's probably a couple other people in this story that CoffeeZilla doesn't know about, or he was told about and told not to talk about, that were like victims of Ryan. I believe that as well, 100%. But we're not saying free Colossal. I'll be honest, chat. When he gets untimed out, he'll probably be dead of old age. So unlucky.
Specifically, the Misfits business account. Remember, that's the beloved YouTuber group people supported through Patreon, merch, through a pod.
It's actually insane how much Misfits did, and they probably saw such a little return. They had one of the biggest YouTuber podcasts, because keep in mind, their podcast prefaced, like, that was before Cold Ones. So they were probably the biggest YouTuber podcast in Australia. They did all those vlogs as well, those kind of like adventure vlogs, like golfing. They had Carson in a couple as well, like before he got cancelled, when Carson was like at his prime. Crazy. They had so much stuff, and they probably saw like next to no money from that.
It's the beloved YouTuber group people supported through Patreon, merch, through a podcast. Turns out their company accounts were being used in part to pay for explicit photos of some of the fans of the show. I was shown these payments, and the question is, why even do this? To write it off your taxes? No matter the reason.
It sucks as well, because like one of the last times I spoke to Fitz, he was training to do the what was that iDubbbz fight, the boxing thing, the Creator Clash. He was gonna do that with I Did a Thing, and then Fitz is basically telling me like he's been sober for like, I don't know, like 8 months, a year, like just training constantly. Like he never had a drinking problem or anything, but like he, you know, just because he wanted to focus on min-maxing like his weight and stuff, because obviously alcohol is like a fat tax on your gains. I think it stops protein synthesis by like 20% or something. But then, you know, he was so hyped and so excited for that. But then obviously straight after that, I Did a Thing, got like a concussion, so he couldn't even do the boxing anymore. Free Uncle Ben or Tonight's the Night. Give me $1,000 and I'll, you know what? No. Give me $10,000 and I'll unban Uncle Ben. That's the only way I'm doing it, because he's annoying.
We also need to talk about what happened in April of 2016 as well, when Ryan asked a fan, can we get married? When she told him she was 16, he said, come back in 2 years, which would be when she was 18. But 1 year later,
I love the can we get married and just the size of the face in the profile picture.
When Ryan asked the fan, can we get married? Now, I asked the person who gave me these if she thought he was joking at the time. She responded, no, I think it was legit because it happened a lot on Snapchat. And he fully
Again, that's another accusation that basically can be so easily faked with like no validity. But because there's such an overwhelming amount of weight of like accusations against him that it just has to be true. There is no way, like, you could be the most hated person on the internet, like Chris Chantier, and you would not have this amount of people all come together to have like fake allegations against you.
Tried to give me money to do it.
The man that bored the world, the man that bored... Time out. 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours. Congratulations, bro. You got the first 24-hour timeout that I've ever given out. Congratulations! You did it! You did it! Congratulations! That is the first 24-hour timeout I have ever given out, ever.
The last I heard, he was spotted at an airport, and we have no idea of his whereabouts since.
He's at an airport and we don't know the whereabouts since. From what I heard, he just moved back in with his family because his family are very wealthy. That's the last that I've heard.
Others have had mental health breakdowns, and it's past time we warn people about them so no one else.
I think from what I heard as well, like a lot of the people that Ryan targeted were basically the people behind the scenes at Misfits, like the interns and editors and stuff, because they didn't have as much of a platform as the actual, you know, creators, the YouTubers themselves.
Thank you for watching and supporting through viewing, subscribing, checking out the Patreon. I'm so indebted to this community.
That's crazy. It's so weird because everything that I've heard, I genuinely expected this video to be like 2 hours long. That's a really good video from CoffeeZilla. Why is the camera makes me look like I'm 3 foot tall? I don't like that.